Do you have a backup strategy? What if you lost everything tomorrow? Would your data be safe? Well, if you don't, now's the time to get one. Today we're going to talk about backup strategies and Windows 10. In Windows 10 there are 4 different tools that you can use that are free. In the control panel you've got backup and restore, which is the same backup and restore feature that came with Windows 7. You also have previous versions with shadow copy, which is also enabled throughout Windows 7, Windows 8.1 all the way to 10. If you right click on any folder in Windows Explorer, you can go back to a previous version as long as shadow copy is turned on. So if you make a change to a file and you want to go back, you can then go back. Or if something happens to the file, it gets deleted, you can then go back, which is really helpful. You've got file history, which is a different type of previous version backup, but what it does is it keeps a history of all the changes that are made to the same file and the same folder, and it keeps a record of that through history, through your libraries, which include your desktop, your favorites, your pictures, your documents, your videos, and any other folder that you want to include, you can add manually into the file history setup. The good thing with file history is that it copies all of your data to a separate hard disk, whether it is built into the PC as a second drive, D drive or an E drive, or you can connect a USB drive and have that do file history as well. File history allows you to keep a big history from forever to daily to monthly to weekly, and you can change the time that it actually backs up. So if you don't want it to back up daily, you can change that to a weekly or a custom choice. It's up to you, but you got a lot of options there. The other option that you have is a command line backup, RoboCopy. Now this tool has been around since the Windows NT days, and it's a really good tool because you can set up the RoboCopy to do whatever you want, and you can copy all of your libraries if you want to, or you can add in other folders. You might want to copy it across to a network. You might want to copy it across to a USB drive. But RoboCopy is one of those tools that is really customizable. So you can do anything with this and it'll back up everything. The great thing about RoboCopy is once it's done its first copy, every other copy it does after that are only the files that have been changed and the folders that have been created. So anything that changes gets updated. It doesn't have to do the full backup from start to finish again like the other ones do. What I suggest you do is whatever backup you do, you make sure that you have at least 3 copies of the same information, either on USB hard disks, maybe somewhere up on the cloud, or somewhere that's accessible that you can actually get access to very easily, like a second hard disk in the computer. The only reason why I mention this is because if you only have 1 copy and the hard disk dies, you've lost everything, which means that your backup is useless. Backups are so important these days that you actually need one, no matter what. If you get struck with a virus, the new viruses that come out encrypt your data, which is pretty bad. If you have no other copy of that data, then all of your data's gone. You have to rebuild the machine from scratch, and it costs a lot of time and money. I suggest getting a backup. That way you'll have all your stuff locally. What I do is that I keep a local copy, or at least 2 local copies, and then 1 off-site. So if you have a fire in the building that you're in, then you don't lose everything. You've got a backup that you can go back to because it's off-site. I hope you enjoyed these tips. If you like these and you want to see more, then there'll be more coming tomorrow. But I suggest that you subscribe and you'll get to see the whole lot whenever you feel like. Thanks very much for watching.